So check that. I'm going to take you to Malachi, and we're going to get a little bit more of Malachi that's going to seal the deal for any doubters. And before we go there, though, I want to show you this trailer, if you hadn't seen it, of this new movie, Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. I don't know if I've shown y'all the trailer to it before, but I've tried to. There's been a couple times I've tried to do it, and for some reason, something happened to the video. It didn't work out. But this is a new one. It looks like they just put it out today. And all the more proof that you need, anyone should need, that what I've been telling you is happening is what's happening. This video right here, this trailer, it's 2 minutes, 27 seconds long. It's going to tell you that's what's happening. Watch and see.
Furiosa! We've come too far. Furiosa! We've come too far. Furiosa! They took Furiosa!
As a child, my world was forever changed. My mother was magnificent. And he took it all from me.
Who do we have here? She's from a place of abundance. This is our destiny.
My childhood. My mother. I want them back. I want them back. Whatever you have to do, however long it takes, promise you'll find your way home. Protect the green place.
It's time to take what's rightfully ours. Ready? Steady? Go! Where are you going? So full of hope. There is no hope.
If you find him, he's mine.
There will always be war, but to get home, Furiosa fought the world.
Remember me.
So how about it? Still don't believe me? Sure you don't. Sure you don't believe me. Yeah. The only thing you can believe is that you don't have true belief in the Most High, because if you did, you'd be on your way. You'd have done been here by now. You better make like Furiosa and tear the road down to get here. So that's the mountain right there. And now I want to show you a few things. I was watching some more of that Twin Peaks stuff last night, and they at the beginning of every episode they show the sign on the outside of town, you know, like the town sign, and tells the population, it says Twin Peaks, and it's just got two mountains, you know, and like some places it just looks like two mountains, but there's other times where you can see that the picture has been like they chopped it, they photoshopped it. They have like a picture of a diner, the double R diner, go figure. And right behind it is the mountain, the twin mountains. But the one of them is this mountain. It is this mountain. And I'm not saying that because it kind of looks like it is. Zoom in on it and you'll see if you watch that show. And I knew that. If you go back to my videos, if you've been here, you know I found out about the show afterwards. I watched the show before I knew that the Twin Peaks was here on top of this mountain. And I don't know if anyone, except those who made that show, I don't know if anyone knows that. And like I said, there's lots of channels. Go check it out. Go to YouTube and type in Twin Peaks and see how much, how many fans, like there's fans of that show that love it, like diehard fans, all kinds of stuff. But I want to point something out. Anyways, that they show this mountain on there. Whoop-de-doo, huh? I stayed at this town called Lehigh over here. This is Thanksgiving Point right here. What you're looking at on the right. Let me get my little arrow out. This is Thanksgiving Point right here, and it comes down. It's like a ramp. It comes down the side of the mountain like this, and it's a big hill. It's almost a mountain itself, but you could walk right up it, and it's flat on top. There's tons of rich people that live up on top of there, like big, the nicest houses you've ever seen. And all their windows, they have most of their windows are aiming, or the windows that they have aiming west on the sunset. When the sun sets down, you can see all them windows from miles away, from wherever you are in the valley. You can see windows shining off of that top of that Thanksgiving Point. But at the start, in the beginning, or at the front of Thanksgiving Point, the trail is called Harvest Landing or something like that. Harvest something. And this throne looking thing right here, if I can draw, I'm not very good at drawing, but if you can just see, and I'll show you that other zoomed in pic here in just a second to confirm what I'm saying. That thing goes around like that. It sets like that. Well, let me see. Yeah. It's like this. It goes up and around, and I've shown you from the top of that looking down, right? It looks right at Thanksgiving Point. Well, I stayed in a town over here for a little while and done some work on the other side of Thanksgiving Point, on that side, in the southern valley. It's what they call Happy Valley, some of these people do. And that's where Jerusalem is. That's Jerusalem. That's the sides of the north, right on the other side of that. Well, let me go back to the other picture here. Okay, now you can see how that throne, it goes right back down there. Well, that town's called Lehigh. And doesn't it, like, don't they misinterpret V's for H's or whatever? Like Yahuwah is Yod Hey Ui Hey, YHUH, I guess if we were to spell it. So, but some people call him Jehovah, so they put the V in there, right, in place of the H sometimes. So in that town Lehigh, if you replace the H with the V, you'd get Levi, wouldn't you? Yeah, it's Lehi. So if it was Levi, it would be Levi. And the Bible tells us plenty of times in Ezekiel that when it's talking about the inheritances and who's going to get what piece of land, it says that the Levites don't get any inherited land, that the Most High is their inheritance. But in the center of the place of the city, there's or however it sets, there's an area that's set out for them to build their homes on. The priests, the Levites, and Levi. And it'll be right in the center, and that's dead smack in the center. The mountain comes out, and it's the head, just like the Bible says. If you look to the left, that's the Cache Valley, but it's all the Wasatch Front. Wasatch, just think about that name too. And you know what Wasatch means? It means safety mountain, Salvation Mountain. Sure does. Go look it up. Okay, if you go to the left right there, that looks up the Northern Valley, and then on the south side of Thanksgiving Point, and it's a rampart. It looks like it's been made. This hill does. Thanksgiving Point. Look on the maps. It separates the North Valley from the South Valley, and it's like paradise. When you're up here on Thanksgiving Point, or up kind of up there, like right here where this truck stop is sets pretty high up, but you can't see the other side. But there's times where you'll be like up on the side of the mountain driving, and you can see over Thanksgiving Point, and like you can see down there, you can see all that valley towards Nebo, and then see all the valley back to the north. It's just majestic. It's something. It's not like it's just because it's the mountains. This is different, guys. This is completely different. This is like a magnificent kingdom up in here. So that's Lone Peak there, but that peak right there, that's Thunder Peak. That's Thunder Peak, and behind it is Twin Peaks, and up on the other side, you can't see it, I don't think, and it kind of looks like the throne piece, but it's smaller. And all the trails that come up the side are Harvest and Jacob's Ladder, okay, that comes up the side, the right side of the mountain. And then down this side, see behind them in that valley right there, there's trails that come down, and it looks like it's been scooped out with a ice cream scooper. All that, you can't see it in this picture, but it does. It caught my eye, as soon as I seen it, and I've never quit looking at it the whole time. Well, those trails over there that come down the right side of it are called, there's like 3 or 4 names, but every one has wedding bells or bells in the names. Yeah. Just thought I'd show you that. But let me show you what this word says. And that should be, this word right here is going to tell you what I'm telling you is true. And what you just looked at was Mount Zion. This area, everyone calls it Zion. It's Zion. And all the evidence tells us that it is. And all the evidence tells us that that place over there is false. It's the border of wrongness. But don't take it from me. Take it from the one and only Abba Yahuwah, the Most High. And you can argue with Chief all you want, but yeah, it never works out for you, does it? Has it ever worked out for you? Just curious. So we read the last video. We got to verse 4 of chapter 3 of Malachi, right? It says, then, in verse 4, it says, then shall the offering of Yehuda and Jerusalem be pleasant to Yahuwah as in the days of old, as in former years. Yeah. But now check this verse 5 out. It's going to seal the deal for you. And I shall draw near to you for right ruling, and I shall be a swift witness against the practicers of witchcraft and against adulterers. In that show, Twin Peaks, everyone's committing adultery, the whole town, except for the detective. He just shows up, and he's just this happy-go-lucky guy, but he is like a expert detective. Like he sees stuff that no one else even thought about. And he's on the case trying to solve the case on who killed the girl and raped the other girl or kidnapped her or something. But the girl it's Yerushalayim. That's who it's talking about, right? But in the town, everyone's committing adultery. And you got to pick up on all those things when you watch that show, and you're going to see that it's telling you. And listen, why wouldn't it be? You know, in Noah's time, we know that it says in Noah's time, the Most High flooded the world, and he said the next time he would do it with fire, right? So we know there's going to be a next time. However that looks, that's over our, above our pay grade. But when it happened the first time and Noah built the boat and him and his family got in the boat, how many people do you think there were that got warned? I mean, I don't know. I should read that. We should read that sometime. But I don't think there was nowhere near as much warning of what's coming now, besides what the Most High was showing them or something. I don't know. But only 8 people came that time. I mean, who's going to come this time? But look at all the evidence. That's why that movie Furiosa is saying what it's saying. All these movies, all these stories, it's crazy. It's insanity how many stories are saying the same thing and no one is picking up on it. But it's all about adultery. Those people in that town in Twin Peaks are all committing adultery. And all the names, they got Jacob in there and Benjamin, everything. It's all there. You just got to go watch it. But he's against adulterers. And listen, if you get married to someone, you're going to live with them, right? In their house. Yeah. Well, the Most High, he's not a fairy tale. He's not a figment of your imagination. He is realer than we are. This is his earth, and he made it for us and him. He has a throne and a place where he set his name. And if we get married to him, we live with him, right? Anything other than that is adultery and cause for divorce. Plain and simple. Bottom line. So, and this is just more proof of how the world wants to believe that they make the definitions for these words. Because the word adultery means anything other than living with your husband. You're married to something else, someone else. And that, I mean, you can chop it up however you want. But in the end, you're still going to come to the fact that it's adultery. And against them that swear to falsehood, all the people who deny this message and they say they're thinking all kinds of nasty things about me, like I'm going to burn in hell or get struck by lightning or something for talking about the image of the beast. And the Bible tells us that's what we're supposed to do. But any of them people, if they can't come and prove it, like none of them will even look at it. They're like, and you know how it is. It's right now we're in the end times, and the people have went mad, just like the Most High told us. They're bewildered, and they won't even go look at it, and they swear that they are right and I'm wrong, but they won't go look at it. So we could never come to the conclusion or not, the discovery of whether it's true or not. No one's willing to sit down and examine the evidence. They dismiss it. So they've got no chance of finding out of whether or not it's falsehood or not. So It's falsehood either way, right there, because they don't have those Berean boots on. They're not in it to find the truth. They want it to, they want things to be how they want them to be. And they don't like the way of the truth. So they're swearing to falsehood. Anything other than coming home, and that being what we do as Yasharal, as people of the Most High, we follow the Lamb, we do that which is continual, period. And anything other than that's adultery and swearing to falsehood. And against those who oppress the wage earner in his wages. No, we're not talking about minimum wage. We're not talking about $1 at all. We're talking about the only wage the Most High has ever said we make. And that's being a member of Yasharal. We're not doing it as $1, but that's where the riches is. That's where the Most High is. That's where right ruling, truth, righteousness, peace is. That's the wage. And we earn it when we come in and come out. We are blessed coming in and blessed going out. That's where our wage is earned. So you can see he's talking about someone who oppresses the wage earner in his wages. But this is my favorite part right here. And widows and the fatherless. So there, and against them that swear to falsehood, and against those who oppress the wage earner in his wages, and widows and the fatherless. They oppress the widows and the fatherless, and those who turn away a sojourner and do not fear me, said Yahuwah of hosts. Those who turn away a sojourner, but those who oppress the widows and the fatherless. Now, where have we seen those two words together? It'd be my pleasure to show you. And that was Malachi chapter 3, verse 5. This is 68 of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 5. Father of the fatherless and right ruler of widows is the mighty Most High in his set-apart dwelling. His set-apart dwelling. Boom. So in his set-apart dwelling, the Most High is a father to the fatherless and a right ruler of widows. Just from reading verse 5, anyone who can think critically for themselves, they're not prideful or have an agenda, they humbly seek the face of the mighty Most High, face down, and they fear him. He is their dread, but their delight. And his Torah, his instructions, is their delight and the lamp to their feet. Well, that reminds me, in that Twin Peaks, the diner that makes the guy his favorite cherry pie is called the Lamp Lighter. Lamplighter Diner or Lamplighter Inn or something like that. But everything you need to know about what's going on right now can be found. The answers to what's going on can be found right there in verse 5. He's talking about he's going to draw near draw near to you for right ruling, and shall be a swift witness against practitioners of witchcraft, adulterers, those who swear to falsehood. Check, check, check. If you ain't in the house or wanting to even think about the house. So he's talking about a marriage, a house, a home. And you can slice it and dice it however you want. You can sit and try to make excuses and say, no, we don't have to now that the son died. Oh, and that reminds me, I got something to tell you about that. You think that because the Messiah died that you don't have to like your home now or want to live with the Most High. He can come here to me. But we know about the pilgrimage. It's all through the Word. It's in the instructions. It's the Torah. If you don't like the fact that we do that which is continual, we do come in and come out. If you don't like the fact that that's the case, you just don't like the truth. You don't like right ruling. You don't like the Most High. You think he's going to come out and come and beg you? I mean, he pretty much is. Look at all the warning out here he's given you. But you want it your way. But this ain't Burger King, baby. This is his way. So he's talking about being home, being a wife in a marriage to your husband. And so you're not committing adultery. You're not swearing to falsehood. Therefore, what that equates to is oppressing the wage earner in his wages and oppressing widows and the fatherless, because we just seen in 68 verse 5 that he is father to the fatherless and right ruler for the widow in his set apart dwelling. You see, these are the codes, the keys that you have to pick up on. You got to read the Word this way. This is that Word. This is the Messiah coming down on the clouds. He's the Word. That's why it says follow. They followed the Lamb wherever he leads them in Revelations. The Lamb is the Messiah. He's the Word. He's the truth. He's the way. He's the life. But the reason they used the word lamb is because that's the Passover lamb, and it's only had in Jerusalem. And it's the only time you're permitted to roast the lamb, and which sears the blood in. That's why that Twin Peaks, the last movie, they made 2 seasons of Twin Peaks. And they made a movie, I think, to cap it all off, I guess. But I haven't watched it. It's called Fire Walk With Me. That's what it's called. So, adultery, witchcraft, and falsehood are all in the same category with lying to you about where your house is. So you ain't going in and going out. You're not getting blessed in, going in and coming out. You're cursed. It's the plague. And that's why the widows and the fatherless are oppressed. They turn away a sojourner. Therefore, they do not fear him. They don't fear him. Period. Because if they did, they wouldn't be doing all that. And guys, I don't understand what the big deal is. Why is it so hard to do? Why is it so hard to do this? And there's your answer right there. It's not worth it to you. It's not, I guess it don't mean that much to you, right? Because if it did, you'd be doing the same thing I'm doing. You'd be out, you'd be trying to share this message and enjoying your retirement from all this. His promises are all through the Word, and that's what they are. They're promises, and he stands on his word. And if he tells you that you got to come home, and that if you do, you return, it's a wrap. You're guaranteed a place in the kingdom of the Most High. So, if you're anyone who denies this again and says that's not what we ought to do. You're denying your place in the kingdom. And I don't know, I don't think it tells us anywhere for certain how many people will be saved at the end. Does it? I mean, the 144,000 is, I guess, but this is the thing. It says 144,000, but how do we know that's not from different timelines? How do we know that Moses ain't in that 144,000, or David, or who, people before us? So who knows? And that's above my pay grade too. But there was only 8 in Noah's time. And I think the world's probably a far worse place now than what it was back then. Maybe not. But either way, the only way to life is you're going to have to come to the spot where the boat is and get in if you want to live. And you're disagreeing with that because you think you call the shots. You don't call the shots. There's only one who does, and his name's Abba, Yahuwah, the Most High, our wonderful Creator, our righteousness. He gets all honor, all praise, all glory, and all esteem all the time. He says, you have cursed me with a curse, for you are robbing me, this nation, all of it. Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, and let there be food in my house. And please prove me in this, said Yahuwah of hosts, whether I do not open for you the windows of the heavens and shall pour out for you boundless blessing. Boom. And that's just more proof of this truth is only given to you when you get to his house. And I don't even have words to describe the amount of blessing he's poured out on me since I did this. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's the wrong word to use, but it's amazing. It's boundless. And every day that I read the word, I see it more and more. I mean, and it's just more, and it's because of that. It's because of what he just said. Because, and this is the way we have to understand it. The Most High is more real than anything. This is more, how things are going down in the end is more realistic than what the world believes it's going to be. They're waiting for these awesome Marvel movie type situations to happen. This big apocalyptic scene or something, which probably, in the end, it's going to look like that. I mean, it's going to be, it'll be a climax eventually. But what's happening right now, and it is the judgment. The judgment is happening right now. We're in the end times. But the people don't see it because they're waiting for these big, spectacular events to happen, like up in the sky, like Messiah coming down. But that's not what's happening. What's happening right now is your ticket home is being revealed to everyone. It's this truth that's come down, it's not like I got it because I just came to one spot and it magically landed on me and now I can see all this stuff. No, it's because I seen it, and as I'm seeing it, more truth and finding it, it's unlocking more of this word. It's confirming this word, and it's answering questions about this word. It's rightly dividing it. And there ain't no rightly dividing if there ain't no coming home. You have to come home. I mean, there's That's the end of that argument. Let me just read the rest of this chapter here to you. And I shall rebuke the devourer for you, the devourer, so that it does not destroy the fruit of your ground, nor does the vine fail to bear fruit for you in the field, said Yahuwah of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, and you shall be a land of delight, said Yahuwah of hosts. A land of delight. You got to get those fantasy fairy tales out of your mind that this land's setting up in space somewhere, up in heaven. It's here. This is the land. Your words have been strong against me, said Yahuwah, but you have said, what have we spoken against you? You have said, it is worthless to serve the Most High. And what did we gain when we guarded his charge and when we walked as mourners before Yahuwah of hosts? Bingo, see? That's what everyone's saying right now. Anyone who denies that what I've been saying is true, you're doing what verse 14 is saying. That's a fact. You're not saying it out your mouth. Yeah, you probably don't believe that. You probably have got butthurt just now because I said that. But the truth is, that's what you're saying. You're saying, what? Blessed going in and blessed going out? Nah, that's nonsense. I don't have a... I just bought a 40-acre plot of land out here. My back 40. I'm getting my hunting stand and blah, blah, whatever. It's all ridiculous. And who's to say you can't keep all that? I mean, the earth's going to be ours as far as I'm aware. That's what he's saying. And all his words have been confirmed. So it's not a matter of guessing. This ain't like someone reading tarot cards and stuff. No, this is the difference between someone who fears and loves the Most High and someone who don't. I'm seeing all this truth being confirmed, and you would be a damn fool to not believe it, to not know that it's true. It's true. And no one's going to come. Anyone who don't believe me, they're not going to come and let me show them how it is true. So, right there, it's nonsense. It's madness and bewilderment. Yep. And now we are calling the proud blessed. Yeah, madness. Not only are the doers of wrongness built up, but they also try the Most High and escape. See, that's what everyone's saying. Everyone's saying, no, I can stay out here and build my own house, and I don't have to go in there because Messiah. You're not understanding what you're not accepting Jesus into your heart and Savior. That's all you have to do, and you're washed in the blood of the Lamb. It's ridiculous. It's madness. That's why he says all this would happen in the dead of the night. In the night, he keeps saying in the darkness, in the night, when there is no sun or no moon, because no one can see anything. No one sees these truths. And it took someone, and maybe, yeah, it's probably someone that you wouldn't prefer to hear the truth from. Well, that's above your pay grade, isn't it? The facts are the facts. So this truth had to come from someone that you feel that way about. Because everybody else, all the people you like, everything that you know and are associated with is out in darkness. The doers of wrongness. But they're saying, we don't have to. We can build our house and do what we want, and we'll be fine. We're getting raptured. We're going to whatever. I know I'm saved. See? It ain't above their pay grade, is it? No, they're chief. Well, I can tell you one thing. There's way too many chiefs. But in reality, there's only one. And until you understand that, it's not going to be good for you. So you can't escape. Then shall those who fear Yahuwah speak to one another, and Yahuwah listens and hears, and a book of remembrance be written before him of those who fear Yahuwah and those who think upon his name. And they shall be mine, said Yahuwah of hosts, on the day that I prepare a treasured possession, and I shall spare them as a man spares his son who serves him, who comes home, right? Then you shall again see the difference between the righteous and the wrong, between one who serves the mighty Most High and one who does not serve him. Did the dad have to go live with the son where he was eating out of the pig's trough in the parable prodigal son story? Or did the son come home? Now you know why that story was told to us. That makes sense to you now, huh? Yeah, you could have took away valuable information, because that's how Abba is. I mean, he's got all the right moves. Yeah, I'll never disagree with you on that. He's got all the right moves all the time. So, yeah, he covered that. Yeah, he covered all that stuff. We thought about it before, but now we see the fulfillment of that, what it really means. And anyone, all people that are denying it are saying, no, that's not what it says. We don't have to come home, no. We don't. We'll stay out here in Babylon. And they believe that they're not in Babylon, but they are. In 2nd Esdras, go read it. It's only 16 chapters, and it don't take you that long to read. Read it, and you'll see exactly what I'm telling you. You can have that read in an hour, not even. I could read that in 30, 40 minutes. But start breaking it down. Read it. Really read it, and you'll see. And you don't even have to. It's straight to the point. So is Enoch. Enoch is straight to the point. Enoch comes right out the gate and starts telling you why the stars, the stars are imprisoned. Some stars are imprisoned because they didn't stay their course. They failed to come out in their season at their time and go along their orbit or whatever, however it says it. This comes right out and starts talking about that. And that's setting the theme for the whole book of Enoch. And the rest you'll see. It's all about the city that already is here, but we'll realize what it is. And in the end, and when we return, it'll be that gift, that offering of righteousness to the Most High to come home. And it'll be that which is continual. That which is set apart will be made right, just like all the books say. But Enoch and 2nd Esdras, they get straight to the point. And the 29th chapter of Acts, they get straight to the point so much that the enemy pulled the plug on that. And who knows, I mean, they're available, and the Most High might have made it that way. I don't know. Because, I mean, this takes love and diligence. You got to roll your sleeves up, suited and booted, to get this kind of... to earn the reward. That's the deal too. All the world out there, they're just thinking, I go to church. I pray for people. You see? Do you see the hypocrisy and the death in that? That's death. You can't expect to just do it your way like Burger King and come out on top. In the end, you're just not gonna. You're trying to be the greatest of all people, and the lowly, the fatherless, the widows, those people are the people who will come home because they understand that it's his way, and it's the highway. His way is the highway, and you'll come home. But in 2nd Esdras, it says, he sees the vision. I talk about this. I've read it several times. I'm going to say it again on here because it's that important. You need to hear it. He sees a vision towards the end of the book. It's like in the 12th chapter, maybe, something like that. And there's only 16. He says he's in the field and he sees this vision of a woman crying horribly. And he runs up and he's like, "What's wrong, lady?" And she says, my only son or something. She said he was going to get married. We had the wedding set and the hall and everything. And when he went to come in to meet the bride or whatever, he fell over dead. And she was the happiest woman in the world before that. And now she's like so upset. And she said she's never going into the city ever again. She's going to stay in the field and cry till she dies. That's what she says. And Ezra shakes her and he's like, listen here, woman. You're mourning. Don't you realize that we're all mourning for Zion, our mother, who is the mother of us all, who is in humiliation? All this stuff's happened to her. We're all mourning. It's most appropriate to mourn right now because we're all mourning. He said, get back in the city. You're mourning over one son, but we're mourning over the mother to us all, to the son, the mother of the son. And so you can't stay out here and throw a pity party and act like you're the only one that's mourning. We're all mourning. Get back into town where you belong. And she vanished, and in her place was an established city with these big foundations. That lets you know that little scenario, that little parable, whatever you want to call it, in 2nd Esdras. And I'm pretty sure it's in one chapter, and it's in the later chapters, like 12, 14, something like that. And that lets you know that right there will confirm the existence of the Most High to anyone who's really wanting to know. Because how that book was written before Messiah, 2nd Esdras was. How did that guy know that that's how the end would be? So he obviously had that vision. It's a fact. Because right now, Yerushalayim, the people, Yasharal, the daughter, the bride, right? Who should be the bride? They're refusing to come to the city because the son died. Plain and simple. But the right thing to do would be to return to the city like the Messiah did, like he would want you to do. And you're building your whole faith, betting the house on he's told you that you don't have to. And that's just ridiculous. It's a lie. It's falsehood. It's adultery. It's death. Either way, anyway, you want to look at it. It ain't a treasured possession. It's fuel for the fire. Come out.